Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another biology presentation. So in this presentation, I have a question that is coming from nutrition in animals. So the question reads, the diagram shows the human alimentary canal. So this is the diagram that is showing the human alimentary canal. And this diagram is labeled A, B, C. So we have our question A right here. Name tube A, organ B, and gland C. So here we have tube A, we also have organ B, we also have gland C. So what is the name of this tube A? The name of tube A, this is the esophagus. Okay, this is the esophagus. And the name of organ B right here, this is the liver. Okay, and the name of gland C, this gland right here, this is what we call the pancreatic gland. So these were the answers to our question A. We will now come to our question B. Question B reads, give one function of tube A. So tube A, we have said this is the esophagus. So what is the function of the esophagus? First of all, we must understand that the esophagus is also called a food pipe. Okay, and this esophagus or food pipe is just a muscular tube that connects the mouth, the throat. You can see we have this throat, okay, or pharynx. It connects the throat to the stomach as it keeps on come to this part, which is the stomach. Okay, and its primary function, the primary function of the esophagus is just to transport food and liquids from the mouth to the stomach. That's what it does. So here we have said that the primary function of tube A is just to transport food and liquids. Okay, this is our answer. And it's able to do that through the process called peristalsis, which involves the rhythmic muscle contractions to move food and liquids down to the stomach. Okay, so we now move on to our second question. So here is our question C. Our question C reads, give one function of organ B. So they want us to state one function of organ B, of which you have said this organ B is the liver. So one thing we must know about the liver is that it is one organ in the human body that is very important. It's important because it performs a lot of functions that are very important for human life. So most of the functions of the liver, it includes, number one, the liver produces bile. That is its function. So bile is being produced by the liver, and this bile helps in the digestion and absorption of fats in the small intestines. Apart from that, the liver also plays a function in detoxification of poisons and alcohol. So this means that the liver is able to filter the blood, removing the toxins, the drugs, and the waste products, okay, that are very harmful to the body. Apart from that, it also processes, okay, no wonder I've said it detoxifies. So it processes the harmful substances like alcohol, okay, and it converts them into less toxic forms. Apart from that, the liver also play an important role in protein production. So the liver produces proteins that are very important for blood clotting, also for immune function and other bodily processes. Apart from that, the liver also acts as a storage organ. It stores vitamins such as D, A, E, K, and vitamin B12, as well as some iron and copper. So just from what I've said, you can see that the liver plays a lot of functions. So any damage to the liver, okay, any damage to this organ, which is the liver, it can mean that it can pose danger to the human being, okay, whereby the human being cannot function properly because this liver plays a wide range of functions. So here we are just going to pick one, and we are going to write part B, detoxifies poisons and alcohol. So their main functions, we can pick any. Then we come to our question D. Give one function of gland C in relation to the digestive system. So gland C, I've said this is the pancreatic gland. So the pancreatic gland, it has its functions that it plays in relation to the digestive system. So one of its function is that this gland C, it makes sure that in fact it produces a juice that we call pancreatic juice, and this juice contains what we call digestive enzymes, and these digestive enzymes, they are just used in the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into smaller molecules that can be absorbed by the what? By the body. Okay, so it has the digestive enzymes such as pancreatic amylase, and this pancreatic amylase just breaks down carbohydrates, which is the starch, into simple sugars like glucose. It also has the enzyme that we call pancreatic protease. So this pancreatic protease just breaks down proteins into amino acids. Apart from that, the same gland C, it also has a digestive enzyme that we call pancreatic lipase, and this pancreatic lipase just breaks down fats into fatty acids and the glycerol. So you can see that these enzymes, they are being secreted into the small intestine, okay, specifically into the duodenum, because the pancreatic duct runs through the duodenum, which is the first part of the small intestine. So apart from that, you can also mention another digestive function of gland C, which is it helps in regulation of blood sugar levels when it produces the hormones such as the insulin and the glucagon. So what happens is that if the blood sugar levels are high or low, this gland C is going to produce two hormones, okay? Number one, insulin and the glucagon, and these two hormones are going to help in the maintenance of the blood sugar levels. So from the two digestive functions of the part labeled C, you can write any. So here you can write that gland C regulates blood sugar levels through the production of hormones such as the hormone insulin and hormone glucagon. Okay, so these were the answers to our question D. We now come and look at our last question, which is our question C. So our question C reads, state one structural feature of the small intestine that enables it to carry out its function. So here we want to state one structural feature of the small intestine that makes it possible for the small intestine to carry out its function. So one structural function of the small intestine is that the small intestines, they have what we call the villi and the microvilli. So that is one of its structural feature. So we have said because of the presence of the villi and the microvilli. So the villi and the microvilli, these are just tiny finger-like projections that increase the surface area of the small intestine, allowing it making the small intestines to be very efficient when it comes to the absorption of what? Of nutrients. So that is one feature, that makes the small intestine to be able to carry out their functions. Okay, so here we can look at this structure. We have the microvilli right here. Okay, so these microvilli, they are the ones now that contributes to this small intestine to have the large surface area. Okay, that will make it very possible for the small intestines to be able to allow efficient absorption of nutrients. So we have answered our question E, which was our last question. So we've come to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, everybody, for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.